this is going to be a quick one. It's just going to be me working a little bit more on my Marvel Crisis Protocol figures. Don't mind my eye. I may be tearing a little bit because I just had a little problem and popped something in there. I'm going to have to wash them out really quick. And you may also notice one of my eyes being a little bit more red. So I just wanted to let you guys, don't worry. Everything is fine. I am in good shape. I just, in the meantime of the last video of about 20 minutes ago, I just bumped into something. So that was my stupidity. So we've been working on Thanos. You can see I just tidied up his base a little bit. I did a little bit more coloring there. And just tidied up a few things that I was noticing were a little on the offside, just to finish him up. In fact, I'm noticing a couple. I don't have that blue on the table right now, so I may have to come back and just do a little bit of tiny little touch-ups to him. But you guys can see where that landed. I did a little bit more embellishment work on the base. I'm going to do a wash, which you're going to see me do. Actually, ooh, I got the wash right here, so let's do it right now. So I have this wash, which I'm going to do on the ruins, which should pop that in there. Which it's funny I'm doing this because this is an old GW tactic. Yeah, this is an old GW tactic. Which it's going to change fundamentally the color of this because it's going to make it darker because the wash I have is brown. But what it should do, I'm just going to put it on the ground so I got to start doing a top down cam for you guys. Yeah, this is what it should be doing. Yeah, so it's gonna offset the color, but that's okay. But that's what the wash should do. So washes were the idea. They were the old idea that you would put a base down, so the base would give you your color, and then what the wash would do is the wash would bring the detail up. Now with contrast paints, you don't usually have to do that, but I don't know, this particular model, it's just the way that Atomic Mass did the model. It wasn't coming up the best way that writing, so I wanted to bump that up, and you'll see that's going to give it a lot more play. So now you actually do see that numbering or that lettering, so that's going to look a lot better. So, you know, this goes back to what I say all the time. And I'm going to start doing some of these washes, especially if I start to get more glyphs or writings, because they're going to help to really bring that detail out. I don't know if I'll start doing the washes into there, because you can use the contrast for the grits, and it gives it that more comic look. It gives it a more, but that needed that just to bring that out. Now, I may do the same thing. Let's just see. I'm just curious. If I were to do the wash on here, on these elements, let's see if I like it better. Yeah, see, the wash, you can see how the wash performs. It does look a lot better. I might actually do these with washes. I was thinking about it, but I think when you're doing more structural things, the washes are maybe the better way to go. I wasn't going to do washes, but I mean, you're essentially doing this. I'm doing the exact same thing that I would be doing if I was using the contrast. Sorry guys, I gotta just get myself situated. I have these paint. I got to start putting more stuff here. I recently moved my camera and stuff, so it's playing a little havoc with my ability to sort of see where I'm going or what I'm painting. And it's partially my fault because I moved. I had markers down, and through the nature of just everything out there, you try to set something up. You try to put stuff ahead of time, especially with my. Now, normally what I would use is like I like to use like a napkin. I'm using my finger because I'm a little pressed for time, but yeah, that actually looks really, really good. I think I might do that. I might use this as a separate color. So like where I have some of these a little harder areas, I might use the wash as like a natural break color, because it'll deaden some of that. It's a brown wash. I don't want to go too crazy, but I think that might help with some of the detail. I'm still going to do the other details with the contrast the way that I've been doing it, because I have that aesthetic and that look, and I do like that look. But I knew I wanted to do it there because I knew the wash would perform better in those crevices than some of the other stuff. Yeah, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to go through, I want to go for the big areas. Because I've realized, basically, I think I said it on the last stream, I started this model, and then the place I was originally going to do all of this stuff with these, COVID happened. So that sort of put a hold on any of the events or things that we were thinking of doing. So I sort of lost touch with my Atomic Mass friends and games. So I stopped painting a lot of the models, and also some other stuff came up, so I just got like behind. So I'm back getting these done because I have a few outstanding models, and then I want to start building on. Oops. I got to be careful with this because I got to be deliberate. There's some areas I didn't paint at all, and then there are some areas that. All right, sorry guys, all right, hold on. All right, what is going on today? Yeah, my setup, I don't know what is going on. My camera and stuff, they've been acting up today. I've had some camera issues. Like, it was doing fine, and then I think it has to do with I have too many things open on my camera. So that's probably what it is. Hopefully my camera will come back in just a moment. I'm sorry. Alright, cool. I don't know why. And I turn off like all of my stuff so that it should not be doing any kind of weird things while I'm live. But my camera manages to still have its fun. Because it's funny. I actually use for folks that may be interested in knowing what I shoot with, I actually use my iPhone. If you didn't, you probably know now because you saw my home screen. But I use my iPhone on a rig on a stand. And I don't know why, but the app that I use, which lets me, you guys see I have multiple camera angles. the app that I use, it decided to just crash on my phone. And I think I have a couple of theories as to why, but I'm not totally sure yet. But yeah, so Marvel Crisis Protocol, a lot of things got put on hold with it, but I want to get back into it. Because I have, we got to get a lot of the terrain done so that we can actually start to have some content on the channel. Which is why I always try to do those model build reviews for you guys, because for me to get a model, you know, all the way to the channel, it sometimes can take me a minute to do that. I'm hoping I'm putting the right paint. Oh man, you know, I've said this a few times. It sucks when you start a model and then you walk away to do something else. That's why I'm going to try my best not to do this anymore, because it really does impact your ability to finish it, because especially with the contrast paints don't lend themselves well to starting and finishing, because as you will see, and that's why I'm being really deliberate on how I fix some of these problems. You're gonna see that it'll dry splotchy if you go back over it, because I'm gonna go back over color and then its color is gonna get darker. So the good news is with rocks are, you know, natural things, so you can fudge it a little bit. I can fudge where those things are happening. It'll still look natural because it's a rock, but I just want to be careful. And because these are all, and I've said it before, because these are all different shades of gray, it's a little harder to get things moving in the right direction, because you know, it's I'm trying to remember like what gray did I use in what areas, because the grays are very similar and close in color, but so I'm just going through and I'm just trying to tidy up, getting the last remaining rocks painted, and then fixing any of these other areas where I have outstanding little gaps. But as you can see, what I'm using this as an opportunity to do is introduce like some shading, which I will also be doing with, which I might actually not need to do it with the Space Charger, but I am going to do it because I like how the Griffin Gray makes those highlights a little bit better. So I'm probably going to use that. I'm just going through, and like I said, if I'm fixing something, I'm trying to be very deliberate about how I fix it, and making it look, again, a little bit more like I meant it. So it's not as splotchy, as accidental. But the nice thing, like I said, about this is that it's a rock, so it's an organic shape. So if it looks a little bit more brush stroked, or doesn't look as solid, it's not like, oh, I'm sorry guys, you're getting extreme brush view, I should start calling that, because I have a tendency to do that. You know, it's okay if the rock looks a little bit like that, because it's a rock. You know, nature doesn't have perfect rocks. So, but it's not like when you're doing like a space, you know, when you're trying to do like a transport, or you're trying to do something like here, where it's a metal piece, where it really shouldn't look like that. I think the original thing I was going to do, and I might have been trying to do this, which it kind of looks like I was I think I might have been trying to vary the rocks a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna just go for a little bit more basic, both because I'm really excited to get all of the Thanos troops done, because for me as a player, I'm probably going to play them a lot, because when we start to get our content underway, I'm gonna make it a point, at least for myself, to try to play, you know, one team, one faction. Yeah, I think I was using the Griffin. I don't think I was using this because I'm noticing as I'm putting it on that it's drying a lot thicker than the other color. So I think I might have used a different color. So I might have just ruined part of this model. But like I said, I will, as a painter, I will make it work. I will figure it out. You know, I'll get us to the end. You know, already I'm making it work in the areas that I have to make it work. Like I said, the good news about this is if there was any structure on this to mess up, it would be the rocks, because the rocks I can play with them, I can do stuff to them, I can make them look a little different way. You know, so I can play with what's there to emphasize even things that might have been a little on the short side for this. It looks like the right color. I mean, it does look like the right color. It's just that it's unfortunate that I let it dry so long, because when it dries, it like I said, it gets that it'll start to come on darker than it was, and that's when it's going to become a problem. You know, so like here, that's a good example of like where what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit more of it on there, and then that allows me to come around and fix that problem, and then I can go like this. So it's just a matter of editing and building and then it lets you just come in and fix those areas, because you've in a way brought, oh, that's not, you know, and then I'll come in with the space charger and really bring in some of that detail. But first I gotta just get a few more of these areas just tidied up and done. And like I said, we're just and now I'm just going in. I really am going to do this. I'm probably going to do this with the smaller brush, because it's going to look a little weird. But I'm just providing a little bit more definition to some of those rocks. So you start to see, you know, the tone emerge from them. So. Sorry guys, that's actually the fan of my laptop that you hear in the video. So I apologize for that constant fan noise. I need to work with where I'm placing my microphone. I think I'm gonna do another round of reorganizing of my desk, because I want to make sure. Okay. Yeah, so you guys will start to see. You should start to see. So I'm going to just bring out those forms. So I'm just bringing out the rocks so that you start to see those cracks in the rocks. You know, and give it a little bit more of, you know, what others who have seen my other Marvel Crisis Protocol paints I'm trying to give it that comic book feel, so it looks very graphic. So it's this sort of graphic way that I paint sometimes, which works real well for stuff like this. It works real well for the Hellboy models. It works like real well for all that stuff. So I'm just giving some variation. And what it's also doing is it's giving some variation to the rocks so that you're seeing some of the cracks and the chisel, if you will, of this rock, and a little bit more again of that organic shape. And at the same time, what this is helping me do is it's helping me hide some of these imperfections where I missed the spot or whatever. So I like to go through and do this at this point because it could be a really great way to hide some of those things if you are having some issues in that department. But yeah, so now we're just doing what I'll call rock artistry. So that's going to be a big part of what we'll do now. I painted a little bit more of this off camera because I wanted to get it a little further. I'm going to do one more thing before we call it, but this throne is starting to look much, much better from what it did look. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I'm thinking that I messed up, and I think I used the Apothecary White. I don't know, because as it's drying, it sort of does look right. I don't know. It's really, really hard, because it's like, that looks like the Space Wolves Gray, and this looks like that. But I don't know, they're like, it kind of is throwing me a little bit. I feel like it dried a little uneven, if that's possible. I don't know. It's just got like a really uneven sheen to it, but it's looking like rocks, so that's the good news. The good news is it doesn't look off. It doesn't look wrong. Now what I wanted to do with this, which I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try it. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to bring my edge brush in for this, because my edge brush, this has been a trick that I've used with the contrast paints. I've used an edge brush, and sometimes what this edge brush will do, it'll actually work. Let's see if it works. Because what it does is, an edge brush is supposed to push, as it implies, it's supposed to give you a really nice edge to whatever you're painting. So the way I've been using the edge brush is that with the contrast, if I'm doing anything that's like a tank, or if I'm doing anything that's armor, I've actually been using the edge brush, because what it tends to do is exactly what it's doing now, which is it'll evenly spread the contrast, so you have a little less brush strokes. It doesn't look as much like brush strokes because you're evening out all the pooling. I don't know if it'll work. If I really think this looks bad, then what I might have to resort to is I may have to resort to just going with actual real, like, traditional Citadel paints. I don't think I will have to, because also, I don't know, like I said, I'm doing this in a different kind of vein. It may just be making it darker and putting another coat of it on might just solve the problem, because it kind of looks like it is. But again, this is a little bit of a hack that I've been using with the contrast paints. And again, I just use an edge brush, and then, like I said, it's a stiffer brush too, usually, depending on the company you get brushes from. This is Army Painter brushes, which I tend to like. They're a little on the more cost-effective side from GW's brushes. But it gives, like I said, that even application. So now it still looks a little splotchy, but I'm not totally mad about that, because I kind of don't, I do want it to look a little more ancient, because if you remember, Thanos has had this throne, and Thanos in general is you don't realize how old he is, but he is a character that does not age at a normal rate. So he is meant to be around for a minute. So his throne in the comic books, he has had for a while. Depending on what version of Thanos, because again, that's always the rub with this stuff is, it's always the version of Thanos that you're coming in on. So, newer versions of Thanos, he had a flying chair. He had a more technical chair. It was more technology based. Versus more like the movie chair. All right, so that's tidied up just a little bit. So we should be able to get on to some of the other things. I'm still going to have to do a little bit more work on the rocks. We obviously have to paint the rest of the throne. I'm going to start to fill in what I'm going to do for these. I think these are going to be gold, so there is going to be a little bit of color in this. But so far, I'm very happy with the way it's coming out. It is very, very good. And I very much am enjoying it. I like how the model's coming out. I feel bad. I always show Rocket, and I never work on him. But we will get Rocket done. Groot got done, but we got to get Rocket done. Yeah, and then I got to get his generals done. I have those sitting at another spot, so we'll get it all done. But thank you guys as always for watching. This was another really quick video. I gave you 2 really quick half-hour videos, but we'll have some more videos tonight. We will jump back into the world of GW and checking in on my giant army, because I have more giants that I made. I got to get them spray painted. We're going to do some kind of a model review slash painting video. Then we also got to get some Mantic games. I got some 40K stuff. It's just all over the place. So we're going to be painting a lot of stuff. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep making it, and we're going to keep making it happen. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. I'm doing some test videos just to see what times work well. I'm noticing my turnout's not getting that much on the early videos. So I think we're going to try to reserve doing night videos. Maybe I'll do prep work in the day, because I just don't see a lot of folks coming with me. I thought Saturday maybe we'd have a little bit more. And then, of course, video game stuff. I will be coming back to that as well, because we got a lot of video game things on the horizon that are coming out. I don't know what my likelihood of getting a PS5 on launch is, which, by the way, for anyone that's watching this video, and I should have mentioned in my last video, I will be more than likely doing a YouTube live stream. So for folks that have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, you definitely want to. I think I'm going to do that on YouTube. I haven't done a YouTube live video yet. And I think I want to do that so I can get YouTube, start to build some different content on YouTube. And maybe do a couple of videos. Maybe not as often. Maybe it'll be once a week. Maybe it'll be a few times a month. But when I do go on toy hunting or scavenging, doing a YouTube live video maybe of that. I don't know. I'm going to see what things are like, because obviously with the pandemic and other stuff, that may not be the best idea. But I think for the launch of the PS4, that will be appropriate and fun, and I think you guys would be interested to see me battling it out, as I think I'm going to. And that battle, when I say that, is going to be me hoping it's going to be there a couple of minutes and then probably not getting one, because I don't think I'm going to get one at launch. I totally was not able to go pre-order any, and the sites were all, because of the whole debacle, didn't happen. So, but anyway, please, if you like this video and like the commentary, And I realized I actually didn't say what Marvel Crisis Protocol was in this entire video. Um, I will I will make sure the next one that I do say that. Um, Please, we're gonna have full gameplay again. Marvel Crisis Protocol is what we did today. Atomic Mass Games, as well as so they make this game, and it's a miniature game of Marvel. So if you ever wanted to play a tabletop version of Marvel, it's a lot of fun. It's small squad based. You throw stuff around. It's crazy, but we're gonna get all that done so you guys can start to see some gameplay of this. And as always, thank you. Please, if you can, follow the channel, share, and tell others about it. You can also take a look at the links below. The links below will get you to our YouTube channel, will get you to our other social media. It'll also get you to my website and Patreon. That's some monetary ways to support the channel, as well as the tip button down there. If you can leave a tip, that tip, whether it's $1, even if it's a tiny cents or whatever it is, it would be wonderful and thanked, because although I would love to be at the point where Atomic Mass Games is sending me models, they're not. So I do have to buy the models, the paints, the materials. If I'm doing card unboxings or packs or unboxing a toy, most of the time I'm purchasing that out of my own pocket. So please, if you guys can support, all that money is going to go back in the channel to get me more equipment, to get me better area to shoot in, all that stuff, because you are basically seeing the birth of a gaming channel. So please, 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 if you can, I know that's a tough thing to ask. So again, following and sharing is also really appreciated. All right, take care, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. And as well, as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and be nice to everybody. Take care.